Good morning and welcome to today's lesson. In today's lesson, we are looking at oral literature and its forms. So, before we start the lesson, let's look at the meaning of oral literature. Okay, so oral literature can be defined as a body of works that are passed down through generation by word of mouth. So, what do we mean by word of mouth? This means that these works are passed down using our mouths instead of written works. Written works includes magazines, newspapers, articles, books, novels, and things like that. But in the case of oral literature, we are able to see that it is passed down by our mouths. This is information that is shared to younger ones using our mouths. It includes folktales or stories which are shared in our communities, especially our rural communities, by elders to younger ones through stories or folktales. Okay, so we are able to see that is one type or form of oral literature, folktales. So another form of oral literature would include epics. Epics are short stories that showcase or try to show heroic characters and figures. Okay, and the whole essence is to convey a moral lesson to the younger generations so that this moral lesson can be saved and imitated or followed by the younger generations. And most importantly is that a most important lesson that we can pick is that through oral literature, culture is preserved. And how is it preserved? It is preserved by being passed down from the older generation to the younger generations. These younger generations then they preserve this culture through folktales, through epic stories, which are entertaining in nature, which are interesting by nature, and which have a setting that fits their environment. So it's very important that as we bring out this lesson, we have to understand that oral literature is passed down not just orally, but through some kind of enticement and entertainment, which then convicts the younger generation to pay much attention to what is being shared to them through stories. Okay, so these stories are catching and addictive to listen to. Okay, so that's why when you are sharing as an elderly person, you're sharing a story to a younger generation, you know that the whole point is to educate them and to guide them about a social norm or a cultural value that they are supposed to preserve. Okay, then secondly, we are able to see that oral literature comes in form of myths. Okay, myths surrounding the creation of humanity, the creation of the earth as it is. Okay, and apart from that, we are also able to see another form of oral literature as a legend. Legends talk about stories, or there are stories that talk about um, uh, uh, important figures in society, people who contributed massively to maybe a community, a country. They involve people like freedom fighters and the like. Those are legends. Then, apart from legends, we have songs. Oral literature can be in form of a song. Where cultural norms and values are passed down through songs. A good example would be the songs that are sung to educate a bride and a bridegroom during a wedding ceremony. Okay, these traditional songs they aim to teach these individuals. Then apart from that, we are able to see songs being passed down, or carrying cultural and traditional values during times of initiation ceremonies, during times of traditional ceremonies. And when you pay attention to these songs, you find that they are not just mere songs. They are songs that talk about the importance of cultural values, of certain or preserving certain norms within communities. Then apart from that, we are able to see oral literature coming in the form, or in the case of proverbs. Now, proverbs, as we all know, they are wise saying, so they are there to guide, to give wisdom and advice, and sometimes even warning against certain practices in communities. Okay. Then there are many other examples we can give about oral literature, but all in all, we have to realize and understand that oral literature, as it is, serves a very important aspect of literature. It is literature that is not written, but passed down through generation. And as the lesson has shown, it comes in various forms. These forms are meant actually to preserve the cultural values of different communities, and it is passed down through an older generation to a younger generation through some sort of enticing, interesting, and addictive stories. Okay, so in today's lesson, we've looked at folktales, its definition, and the forms through which folktales can be told. Thank you so much for paying attention. I want you to feel free to add what you know, to add any question in the comment section, so that at a later stage I can be able to respond to you. And then you should also find time to check the description of the videos that I'll be uploading, in the sense that full description of these videos are given in the description section of the video. So find time to go through and read the description as you watch the videos, so that you can be able to have full content and knowledge of the lesson. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson.